Hello everyone. Today we will discuss a topic which we usually ignore, or sometimes it happens that students do not even know about this theory. But according to entrance exam history, this theory is important. Before discussing the theory, I want to say that we all are passing through a phase where everything is uncertain. We don't know whether there will be an entrance exams, when it will happen, how it will happen, how they will conduct online or offline. But we need to know one thing: we cannot go away from our karma. And if we keep doing our karma continuously, we get the reward. You have chosen a very beautiful and lovely subject. Enjoy it. Now, as I told you earlier, we will discuss an important theory which usually we ignore, but this theory can help in solving more than one questions in exam. Yes, today we will talk about Greenspan's 6 stages theory. At the end of this video, I will ask a question which I have taken from last year entrance exams, and I hope you will be able to answer this after attending this theory. So let's begin. Greenspan's 6 stage theory help us understand social emotional development. They have presented this theory in 1979, and according to this theory, there are certain milestones that is common and universal in children. And we can divide them into 6 stages. Now we will discuss all these steps in detail, right, for better understanding. So you will be able to understand the emotional development, and it will help you to answer few questions in entrance examinations. So stage 1, right, we call them self-regulation and taking interest in the world. This is the name of stage 1: self-regulation and taking interest in the world. And this stage emerges at approximately 0 to 3 months of age. After 9 months of peace and quiet in womb, the infant finds himself sudden in a world that is filled with stimulation. And the first emotional task facing an infant is to handle the sudden shock of all this excitement. And during this stage, the infant learns to become calm despite the bombardment of sensation is everywhere. So, mother helps child to set tone of self-regulation through soothing voice, or we can say gentle touch. There are lots of activity that their mother will do. I am using this word mother because Greenspan emphasizes on mother, but in few texts you can find caretaker. So we can say caretaker help child to set tone of self-regulation through soothing voice, gentle touch, etc. So when mom presents soothing voice, gentle touch, and when they help child to set tone of self-regulation, right, this helps baby is to feel calm and relaxed without being upset by their environment. And later in this stage only, child become interested in the world through using their senses. They explore their surrounding, right, explore surrounding through senses, through their sense organ, right. They use their senses of taste, touch, smell, sound, and sight, right. This kind of development, specifically emotional development, we can find in stage 1. And in stage 2, and the stage 2, the name, right, of stage 2 is falling in love. So falling in love stage, that is stage 2, emerges at approximately 2 to 7 months of age. As you can notice that, according to this particular theory, first stage finish at 3 months, and next, that means stage 2, begun in 2nd month. This point is very important to understand, that why there is overlap. And the answer is because there is a great range of individual differences among infants. So some infant maybe, right, some infants enter, right, certain stages at different age. But the stages follow the same sequence in all infants, same sequence for all infants, right? So you can observe overlap in all stages due to various things, right? We cannot ignore their society, their parenting, there are lots of things, right? So in stage 2, child begin to take a very special interest in the people around them, right? And a child begin to make the distinction between their mother, father, and other individual, right? So they start discriminating people, right, between their close one, right, to those individual who are coming from outside. And they begin to tell their parent, right, through different activity, that they are special. Babies face brightens, right, when their mom or father enter, right, their field of vision, or they will enter into the room. They begin to smile, right? And Greenspan called this is falling in love. So first time in this particular stage, in stage 2, when parent enter in the room, when caretaker enter in the room, they present certain sign, and Greenspan called them this is sign of love, means this is falling in love. After stage 2, child will enter in development of intentional communication, and this is stage 3, development of intentional communication. And this stage emerges approximately 3 to 10 months. And at stage 3, the infant begin to show emotion and expression in response to the attachment figures emotion and expression. So whenever their parent will present certain emotion, so child will, right, give them a return, right? And when the infant makes a response, child also look, that means that infant also look toward the attachment figure for a further response. So if their father, if their mother will respond, child will respond. And if child responding in the beginning, so they are expecting that their parent, their mother, their father will respond. For example, the infant may vocalize in response to his mother's voice, like child want to say, only love is not enough. Now I just want to communicate with you. I want to dialogue with you. So when child responding, they are expecting that their parent will respond. Their caretaker will respond. And when caretaker doing something, right, so child respond them. So it look like that child saying, only love is not enough. Now I want to communicate with you. That's why this stage is development of intentional communication, and sometimes we also use intentionality and basic cause and effect. After stage 3, child will enter in forming sense of self stage. This is stage 4th. This is 4th stage, forming sense of self. And this particular stage emerges approximately 9 to 18 months. And during this stage, the infant will be more mature in social emotional interaction. Like we can take example. In third stage, in previous stage, a thirsty infant might attempt to communicate thirst simply by an emotional display such as crying. So when they will feel like thirsty, they will start crying. But in stage 4, infant might point to the water or water bottle. So they are more mature now. They are presenting, right, more maturity, right, at the time of emotional, display. When they will display emotion, they will present them, right, more maturely. So at stage 3, when they will be thirsty, they will present their emotional, right, display through crying. But in this particular stage, right, infant, maybe it could possible that they will point out the water and water bottle to present they are in thirst. And the child also show more complete sense of social emotional interaction, and this interaction can also help to develop attachment, like when infants to be closer to her father, to his father, they can pull them, they can tug them, right? So they can pull and they can tug on father's hand to be picked up. So we can say they have, right, more mature way to present their, right, emotions. So suppose that if they want to be picked up, so when their father will be close, so they will pull their father hand, they will tug on the hand, right, with the expectation that they will be picked up by their father and their mother. At the end of stage 4, the infant also present greater emotional understanding, right? Infant will be able to understand that what kind of my voice action excite my parents caretaker, so they will try to repeat them continuously, right? This is very interesting, huh? So infant will be able to understand what kind of my voice, what kind of my action, what kind of activity excite my parents and caretakers, so they will try to repeat them. In stage 5th, and we call them creation of emotional ideas, right? This is the name of, stage 5, creation of emotional ideas, right? And this emerges around 18 to 36 months. And in stage 5, the child is able to perform object permanence. Just keep in mind one thing. In this theory, the age of object permanence, right, is different from the theory of Jean Piaget. I hope you are fully aware of object permanence, right? And I will also try to make a separate video on it, right? So, in this particular theory, according to Greenspan, when any individual, when any child enter, right, in stage 5, that is around 18 to 36 months, then they will be able to present object permanence, and that is little different, right, from Jean Piaget concept. In this stage, imaginative emotional thought idea will begin, like child might cry in the middle of night because there is a monster in my blanket, so they will start crying and they will, start, pretending that there is a monster in the blanket, right? So they will be more mature, and we can say in this particular stage, right, imaginative emotional thought and idea will begin, right, and throughout the time that particular, right, emotional thought and idea will be strengthened. Now after development of object permanence, imaginative emotional thought idea, they will enter into stage 6, and we call them emotional thinking, that emerges during 30 to 48 months. In this particular stage, children begin to use information to develop a better understanding of the world as well as emotion. Children not only show a deeper understanding of emotion, they also come to realize how their thought, feeling, and behavior can be related to consequences. So they will be aware that if I will present this kind of emotion, how my parent will respond, how my parent will react. So they will be able to realize how my feeling, my thought, my behavior can be related to consequences. And in this stage, children also come to know that if I will react in a certain manner, if I will behave in a certain direction, right, what will be the impact on their caretaker, on adult, right? So they will be able to understand how their behavior can manipulate the behavior of others, right? So they will develop this kind of understanding. So according to Greenspan's theory, there are 6 stages, and according to those 6 stages, you will be able to understand the development of emotion in children, and that is universal. So, as I told you in the beginning, that I will ask a question that will be based on Greenspan theory, right? And I found this question in an entrance examination. So, just look at this particular question and try to answer it. Question is, according to the Greenspan, in which stage imaginative thoughts and idea appear? Option A is stage 1, option B is stage 3, option C is stage 5, and option D is stage 6. If you are still confused, then pause and replay the video and try to find correct answer, and you will definitely get the correct answer. If you are thinking that stage 5 is correct answer, then you are right. As I mentioned with example in stage 5 that in this stage, that means in fifth stage, imaginative emotional thoughts idea will begin. Like child might cry in the middle of the night because there is a monster in their blanket, right? And that is purely imaginative. So the correct answer is C, stage 5. If you want to get more insight related to previous entrance exams, question paper, then must visit previous videos that I have posted on different platform, and I will mention the link right in description. And I hope this explanation will help you not only entrance exam preparation, but also will help you to develop insight about emotional development, right? And it's tough time for all of us, right? We are facing lots of difficulties, right? We are living in uncertain situation, right? Everything is uncertain. So keep busy yourself in study and stay motivated, right? Take care, guys. Bye.